Good evening, everyone. It is I, Eibbor Nanahcub. Okay, stung a little bit, but not that bad. Whew. And welcome back to another very special video. That's right, we're back with yet again another birthday video, today being Rui's birthday, so happy birthday to Rui. And today we'll be talking about the 5 reasons why Rui should be your best girl, so let's jump on into number 5, costumes. Alright, starting off in the same place we always know so well, going down into the costumes, because again, Morphonica is a very interesting setup for costumes because they're very kind of like more of a marching band kind of look. I've noticed it's more like uniform. There's some flair to Morphonica's style, but it's more or less kind of like a uniform like look, what's what I'm looking for? It's very synonymous for all the outfits to look kind of like together. Whereas some of the groups kind of have a little bit more flair to some of the things, but Morphonica always kind of sticks in the same vein of just everyone looking the same and being like a professional looking unit. And it's cool, it works, I dig it a lot. And then Rui always looks cool because she's just got the coolest air of just professional anytime she's just ready to go. Anytime, actually. Rui's just always a professional, so anytime she's in these no, I don't want to say military-esque, but they're very, again, it's uniform-esque stuff. It's looking very sleek and professional, so it just always fits Rui's style perfectly, so yeah, I'm always on board. But always good. But moving on to our next one. Number 4. Singing voice. Alright, now we're getting down to some more stuff, some serious stuff, some more intricate stuff. And this one I was kind of surprised by, because at first I never really, I listened to a lot of Morphonica stuff, but not as much as I should. I haven't listened to everything. I need to just go through and listen to all of their catalog. They've been the one that I've been kind of oh yeah, this song's really good, and this song's kind of, it's okay. I've kind of been off and on, but Rui's singing voice is lovely. I can't, I love the fact that Fly to, what was it? It's like Fly to the Night, I think is what it's called. I think it's what it's called, but the second band story from Morphonica, just the way that Rui's and Mashiro's voices just sync up together, and Rui has the more powerful kind of bottom end to her voice, whereas Mashiro kind of the more high delicate part of the voice. It makes a super good combination. It sounds great. It's super cool to hear. Again, at first I didn't think Rui really sang that much because she's the violin would do the singing for her. It's a very voice-like kind of instrument. But no, Rui sings great. Just blowing it out of the water, blowing my expectations out of the water. It's just okay, Rui just kind of just can sing too, just destroy everything. But I really dig it. Rui's got some really great parts, and quite a few songs. And they're my brain. Oh wait, no. Oh gosh, Harmony Days is another good one too, because that has the one with they all do trade-off lines, and the collaboration song. I can't remember the name of the song, but with Lair, Michelle, and Rui, and oh gosh, who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting some people, and I can't remember. No, it's Catastrophe. Oh gosh, I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's been because I haven't really gotten into that one. That one was still that threw me off when I first saw it, but it's super cool, and Rui's again, I just dig it. But yeah, Rui's got a great voice, and she helps back up Mashiro, and I'm always on board for that. But moving on to our next one. Number 3. Violin skills. Alright, now we get down to what Rui kind of changed the game on. Because whenever they were talking about RAS this whole time, it's oh, Choo Choo's going to be the DJ deck kind of person, kind of like Michelle. So no big deal there. But whenever Morphonica joined the team, it's whoa, okay, so this person plays violin, so it's going to be we're having string sections now. It's just super cool. Not really string section, but violin parts from Morphonica's bit, and it just works really well. It's a really good sound, but it was a really cool thing to see come in because it was different. It was something new. It wasn't something we had been expecting. And it just kind of made a really good change for Morphonica's music. Gives it a new air so people don't just hear the same things over and over again. And it's not Bang Dream's music is the same. Because each group has such a different variety. different genre, it works really well. Like, again, the only ones that kind of like would go into that realm is like Hello Happy World, but that's because they have like the big band kind of like organization stuff. I said orchestration, not organization. But like with Morphonica having the violin elements, it adds like what's the word I'm looking at? Like a mystical kind of feel to it. Like it gives us like this different vibe. It makes our music stick out. So yeah, it's a really good addition. Not to mention that Rui's great at it. And a violin's nowhere near as easy as some of the other instruments that the girls play. Not knocking anybody, but violins are immensely hard to learn and play. And as you can say, like, again, Rui says that she practices 5 hours on the weekdays and then 10 hours on the weekends. It's like, excuse me? Where do you have fun? But no, that's Rui for you. But again, that and she's the composer of Morphonica, so I guess that kind of ties in a little bit to it. But like, good lord, Rui's just crazy, and her skills are not unmatched. Because I should say she doesn't like being on that regard. That's what we'll talk in a little bit. But her skills are high tier, like good lord, crazy. But moving on into our next one, number 2, personality. All right, now things get a little more heavier because this is one of these sides that we don't talk about all that much, because Rui's backstory and her whole personality kind of comes from a world of conflict. Because Rui's whole sternness, her whole professional cutthroat like way she does things, way she holds herself, is because of things she's been through in the past. Rui has the mentality of like things need to be done for reasons that get results, and that's it. Kind of like what Yukino was doing at first, but to a more like stronger degree, I might say. Because like Yukino at least like could respect people. They like showed like the promise, like weren't super great at things, but showed the promise to try and learn, and showed the promise to go for it. Because like, you know, Lisa's a good bass player, but she wasn't the best bass player. But Yukino still is like, no, we have a vibe here. We can do this. Like, if y'all are willing to learn, we can do this. Like, but Rui, when in the first Morphonica band story, like again, her whole thing the whole time was like, oh well, I'm only doing this because y'all asked me to. Like, there's no real reason to be doing this. And if you can't get results, if you're not the best, why even bother? And again, that comes from the fact that Rui's had trouble in the past. Her whole thing with that, as we learned in the second band story, is just the fact, well, Rui doesn't like being, like, the whole time, like, the one competition when she got 5th, it devastated her, hurt her greatly, because she practiced and practiced and practiced. But just put her in this mindset, like, if you can't be the best, why even try? Like, why should I waste my time on things that aren't going to get me results if I can't be the best at them? Like, that's just a very, like, bad mindset to have, because it's like, again, it's true. Some things you gotta, like, learn to, like, I'm not getting anywhere with this, gotta, like, cut some costs here, but it shouldn't just be about everything that way. That's why Rui seems so empty at first. Like, she was very, like, when I first met Rui, I was like, I don't even know if I'm gonna like this character that much. Again, when I first saw it, like, oh, she's gonna be like Kaoru, and I'm on board. But then whenever I got the first band story came out for them, I was like, oh, she's very like pessimistic, and not pessimistic. She's more realist, but she's more on the glass half empty side of things for realism. So she's just very to the point, and just the way she was just being very harsh on them. Like, Morphonica had a real tiny, like, kind of tough start. Like, a lot of the bands have like a little rough start, but Morphonica's was really hard for them. Like, Mashu had real bad confidence problem, would blame other people, and just Toko wasn't really into it because she was kind of like, oh, this is the next cool thing, I'll go with that. And Nami having trouble with her, dealing with her genius problems, like where she wanted to be treated as a normal person. And then you got Sakushi over there just trying to keep everybody together at the same time. And then Rui on top of it just being like, I don't see why you guys are doing this. This seems pointless. If you can't be the best, why should you even try? It's like, well, you never know until you try. You know, like, it's... But I'm glad that Rui's starting to come around. Like, I'm glad that she's starting to be one with Morphonica, and I'm glad for that. I'm very glad for that. She's definitely come around, even though she's still got her moments. She's still like, she's like a, what's the word I'm looking for? She's still like a more strict Yukino, because Yukino's still like on the train of like, we still gotta be good and stuff, guys, but she'll still let things slide. Rui's still kind of like, I don't see why we do it, why we're doing this. Well, because it's fun. Well, okay, I'll go along if you guys want to. Like, Rui's just kind of there, but she still belongs to the band. I really dig that. But yeah, Rui's definitely got an interesting line, and I was like, it was really just cool to see that like her whole thing stems from the fact she doesn't want to get hurt again. She doesn't want to be disappointed. She doesn't want to be devastated. Like, that's why she stopped participating in competitions. Like the reason she kind of like fell away with Rinko, I think. It's just, it stinks. It stinks to see, but hey, it makes a good line, and hey, everything's good now. We're getting better at it, so I'm fine with it. But moving on to our last one. Number 1.
例えば趣味とか特技の話はどう？
趣味はないし特技もない。それにその話がバンドの紹介映像に必要とは思えない。
まあいいんじゃね。これ見れば十分ルイがどんなやつかわかると思うし。
そう、それならここで終了ね。
Okay, so let's put this way, guys. This video may be a little bit behind, but that's because my brain was like, what does Rui have that makes her stand out? What's her cool thing? Like, there's been some girls I've been kind of like, you know, push it a little bit and been like, oh yeah, well this is gonna work for them. But Rui's the one I'm just like, she's so professional and so to the T on things. There's not really anything that she just does that's slightly off-putting for everybody else. Then it ticked for me. It's that Rui is really, really, really blank. She is to the point. She's not dense, but I love the fact that she's so totalitarian and cut and dry that that's the joke. It's just, she's dry. She's dry humor. Like, literally, her opening, like, character introduction video is her doing 3 lines of dialogue and then just being like, okay, I'm done. And then the rest of Morphonica just be like, shouldn't you say something else? Like, what? I have nothing else to say. What about some hobbies and special talents? I don't have any hobbies. I don't have any special talents. I don't see why that's important. Like, Rui's whole thing, like, her whole, like, personality of, like, where she came from because of what happened to her has kind of worked its way around into a form of, like, Rui, are you okay? Oh, I don't see it. Like, it's just, like, she has this super cut dry, like, kind of, like, way of doing things. And it kind of makes her a really good side for Morphonica, because you've got some of the, like, not to say craziest, but some of the most extroverted people in Morphonica. Like, you got Toka, who's a freaking social media influencer, and just trying to be the pairing for Rui. It's just like those two get into it all the time because there's so much of opposites. It's just, they're gonna clash, but it's also funny when they do because it's just Toka trying to be extremely over the top and flamboyant about things, and Rui's just like, that's interesting. And it works. It works. It makes a good little comedy through line. Again, because Rui's come from a place that's very hard to be. And now she's just like, still got this way of thinking, but kind of figure out, I'm in the band with all these people who are super extroverted and happy and stuff. And I'm just kind of just, I'm here and I'm enjoying things. It's that whole, that one meme of the dog sitting in a burning building is like, this is fine. Rui's just chilling there like, things are happening. And it works. Again, I did Chisato for her sass, which is totally viable, so why can't I do Rui for her just dry sense of humor? Not even dry sense of humor, just her dry conversation. Dry, not dry personality. She's got a good person, but you know what I mean. It's just, Rui's just always going to be, all right, here's point A, B, and C. Well, what about the rest? What about some little flair in there? No, there is none. It's to the point, to the T, and it's just funny to watch all the other girls kind of just be like, Rui, you got to be a little bit more, like, excited about things. Like, nope, I'm good. But I think that'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I sure did. Getting to talk about one of my third, again, I'm still torn on that because Masuki's up there too. So it's like, Kairu's number 1, but who is number 2, Masuki or Rui? Because, oh my gosh, I want to say Masuki because she's got, but I want to see where Rui goes too, because Rui's got a lot, like, more, she can have a lot more character building put to her. Like, Masuki's great because she's just hilarious and amazing at the same time, but Rui can totally get there, and I'm totally down for seeing it. But it's just hard to say. But yeah, once again, just want to say happy birthday to Rui. The girl really kind of, like, she came in and kind of gave a new breath of fresh air to Bang Dream, because when Morphonica came in, the whole, like, idea of being, like, not the same instruments as anybody else has done before, like, with coming up with the violin player, that adds a completely different, like, change to things. And also I wanted to say that Ayase, her voice actor, is literally, like, almost spitting an image of Rui, and just the fact she can just plays all the parts is wonderful, and she's great. Like, I think she got, like, noticed because she was doing Bang Dream covers on violin before. I think that's what happened. I believe that's what it was. And just the fact she's now in the series, playing for the series, and just, I love it. I love it to death. It's just super cool. But yeah, once again, happy birthday to Rui, our lovely violinist of Morphonica, even if she is a little bit, not harsh, but a little bit just straightforward at times, and bold, and well, no, what's the word I'm looking for? Because her opinions are just blunt. That's the word I'm looking for, are blunt. And she's just straightforward with things, but still, great addition to the game, and I'm glad to happy to celebrate her birthday, even if it's a little bit late, but that's okay. But, until next time, guys, I'll see ya.